Morley here, sir, entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL. It's so great to be with you tonight. If you are new, just go ahead and grab your camera, point over to the QR code in the top right of the screen, click on the yellow ellipse. You'll get my link tree with lots of great information, helping keep my content free. John's Daily National Day Video, JCM Academy, TikTok, John's recent articles, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, IFYL, and so much more. All right. You know how we do this. We start on a Saturday and we roll the way through the week till today, which is a Friday, which is our day 7. And we have a great topic for you, but we'll get to that in just a minute. I want to thank you guys for definitely coming and watching the show and making the choice to check us out. And hopefully you guys will become loyal, just like many of the people that have been on here for so long. And I do want to thank my friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates who have been watching us for a long, long time. And very soon we're going to be at a year celebrating the 1-year birthday of IFYL. So we'll get to that topic here in just a second. Before I do, I want to encourage you to understand that balance is something that we've been talking about all week. And that is our topic, how to create balance. So how do you create balance when everything seems chaotic? All right. So we talked about balance with chemistry. We talked about balance, in tire balancing. We talked about balance in our equilibrium of our body, right? We talked about a lot of kinds of balances this week and the balancing of accounting, right? We talked about all these kinds of balances. And so there's another kind of balance I want to talk to you about today, and that balance is relationships. So people can balance to be in a relationship, but it has to be balanced. So you might say to me, John, how do you have a balanced relationship, or just say a balanced friendship for that matter, right? So one thing that's important is you have to take the bull by the horns and make sure that communication is always happening, from you to the other person and from the other person to you. And if it isn't, you have to kind of say, hey, what's going on, right? Make plans, invite other friends to join you, be the first one to apologize if there's an argument or a misunderstanding, and forgive when a disagreement happens, because that's going to happen. And make sure that you pay for your fair share during activities that you end or that you are a part of, I should say. And having a balanced friendship really just means that it's a healthy one. Neither person has more control over the other. And at one time, one friend may need the other a little more, which is fine. But overall, both people respect each other, times, boundaries, and the friendship. So both people will benefit equally from the friendship. So how do you fix an unbalanced friend? Oh, that's a tough one. I think the best way to do is to have the conversation. And there are a lot of things that can affect it. Like we talked about one-sided friendships. These are the people that generally use you. They want to get something out of you. And they always seem to disappear whenever it's time for them to give their hand. Change up the interactions. Pinpoint exactly what's going on. Have a conversation with them. Take a step back and ask, hey, this is what I need. Mike, I know we've been friends for a while, and I want to share this with you because I feel that our friendship is kind of going down a different road. How are you then, Ken? It's great to see you here. I hope that you had a delectably, scrumptiously, deliciously, edibly tasty, good, happy Thanksgiving holiday celebration. Yes, I most certainly did, Ken. And how did yours go as well? I hope it went well. We're talking about balance. Balance, as you can appreciate in chemistry, we had talked about chemistry in the beginning of the week and how in chemistry and biology things have to be balanced. If they're not, we have problems, especially with reactions that can go off. And so we're talking about balance today. In balance of people. Friendships have to be balanced. If they're not balanced, then they're going to basically explode. So 3 things you could do to keep friendships. Be honest with each other. Show each other that you care, provide support, and to provide encouragement. Okay. So if you and your friend have trust, equality, and compassion, honesty, and independence, you already have the foundations of a strong and healthy friendship. Again, that's trust, equality, compassion, honesty, and independence. Even though it might be hard to recognize when a friendship is weak in some areas, it's always possible to improve yourself and your relationships with a friend. So, what causes a friend or a friendship to drift? And what I like to say instead of the drifting here is what's going to cause the friend to become out of balance or the friendship to become out of balance. Okay, it says, I'm still nibbling on my collectively, scrumptiously, deliciously, edibly tasty, good homemade sweet potato cheesecake from Thanksgiving dinner yesterday. Okay, wow. That is amazing. It sounds like a really delicious thing. I know I had a little bit of leftover. We were at our club and they were serving, the Thanksgiving meal. And I said, I just want like 6 or 8 ounces. And they kept piling and piling it. When I got back to my table, I said, I got to take half of this home because this is a lot more than I really want to eat. And so I had half of that today of my turkey today, which was really, really cool. It was great. And then just had some green beans to go along with that. So, what causes friends to get out of imbalance or out of balance? And that is friends grow apart for a lot of reasons, but mostly it's because they might move far away. They get into a relationship and they spend more time with the partner. Maybe they have kids, or they don't feel the other person relates, or they start to gravitate toward other people who are aligned with their career goals or things in life. And so, this is why people from your college often fall out of your life because their goals are no longer in alignment with yours. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just they're going down a different path. For example, myself being a serial entrepreneur, having a lot of people and friends of mine from high school, our mission has changed. And when it does, it's not a bad thing. It just means that your priority in life has changed. It's changed. It's changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Think about that for just a moment. What does that? What does it actually mean? It means that people are out of balance. When people are out of balance, it means that people don't go back and forth. They're not able to contribute in an equal way. So when people get out of balance, uh, they get frustrated because the others are not being heard. And we've got these jokers on our site here giving us all this crap. So we're going to go ahead and put them in a timeout. They think their stuff is fun, and it's actually a disgrace. And I know if I was posting this kind of crap, I would be embarrassed to be doing this. You guys really, I hope you grow up someday. I really do, because what you're doing is actually the mentality of somebody that's lower than my shoe size. And my shoe size is a 10 and a half. And you're acting like somebody who's probably, I'm going to say, a first grader or a kindergartner. Actually, they actually would act better than you. All right. So, balance. There was a wise person who came up with something called an emotional bank account. What the heck is that? So, who came up with the emotional bank account? Does anyone want to take a guess? Dr. Stephen R. Covey. Okay. And so, an emotional bank account is an account that we open whenever we form a new relationship. So, how does it work? Well, in a typical bank account, and we talked about accounting earlier in the week, because a bank account is an asset, and we also said assets and expense, to increase them, you debit them. Liabilities, to increase them, you credit them. So, let's say you have a new friendship, you're starting an acquaintance, trying to build it into a friendship, and let's say all of a sudden, that friend asks you to do something for them. So what they have, in a sense, done is they have basically debited your bank account. Okay, actually, what they've done is they've debited because they've put something into your account and then they've credited their own because they have a negative now, or let's say if it starts zero, there could have been something in it, depending. But my point is that if you keep asking for things, or if there isn't an equal give and take, then the account's going to become out of balance. What happens if you take more out of the bank account than you put in? Well, it goes negative. You overdraw it, and then sometimes after you overdraw it, you either hopefully put the money back in, or the account has to be closed if it goes too out of balance, right? Be happy to check, Ken. Thank you so much. Definitely will check my DMs on LinkedIn. There's also a great article I hope you guys will read. It is pretty amazing. And what I want to share with you is, I write articles all the time. Well, this article is really, when I tell you amazing, this article is amazing. And the article that I wrote just the other day, it was actually titled something really cool. This article, I'm going to give you the title of the article because the article is pretty amazing. The article actually talks about something that happens every day, and it's about balance. So there was one thing I wrote about, and this is the one I want to lead back to, because I've had lots of different articles, right? So there was one I wrote the other day about password programs come with a cost, but what I'm talking about is social media commenting etiquette. Now, when you deal with social media, okay, there are a couple rules that I have, and they're not hard rules, but they're pretty straightforward rules. And I sum this up at the very bottom of my article. One is to respect others. Two, to provide value. And three, don't be a jerk. So your content should be something that respects the author and respects others. Okay. The next thing it should be is it should provide value, and you don't want to be a jerk. So being a jerk means that you're posting something for your own selfish benefit. For example, in the article, I used the example that this father and son opened up a bait and tackle store. And I said, a non-appropriate comment would be to post about the time I went fishing and how my car broke down and then I had to go, get service the car. That'd be a little bit selfish. If I was to post something like, hey, I went fishing and I caught a trout, or something on that would be great. That would be providing value, and it would augment the conversation, would add to it. It wouldn't take away from it. The other thing is, let's say you and your father, or you and your partner, or significant other, or relative opened up another business. Now, you might say, hey, it's not a bait and tackle business, but you might message and say, hey, Bill, my brother and I recently opened a business. I don't know if it's okay to share it here. Would that be okay? And we're also very passionate, but it has nothing to do with bait and tackle. Now, they're either going to come back and say, oh, sure, you can share that. And that's great, because then you can say, okay, well, my brother and I, we opened up a window cleaning business. And we didn't know anything about window cleaning, but we just started with a couple, and we started, yada, yada. And then now you've got a buy-in, you got permission. If I was just to put that out there, that would be rude, that would be disrespectful, that would be being a jerk. So being a jerk is when you do something that either A, is something you have to hide because other people can't know you did it because it's going to make you look really bad. Two, being a jerk is just when you're trying to get notoriety, or you're trying to get recognition on something, okay, when you don't deserve recognition. Like if I write an article, that's not the appropriate time for somebody to tell me, oh, hey, I do social media marketing. When somebody does that, I take them off the side. I'm like, hey, this isn't the appropriate place to do this. I've removed your comment. If you do this again, I'm going to block you. So you might say that's being a prick, but no, it's not. It's being in a certain authoritative way to get people to understand that they can't act like a jerk. And once you do this and you set an example for them, I can guarantee you they are no longer going to be like a jerk to you. I mean, that's the bottom line. So this entire week talked about balance and balance of our lives, balance of tires, balance of accounting, balance of chemistry, balance of like I said, the tire balancing, balance of our equilibrium in our body, balance of relationships, balance of social media posting. So balance is something that we can't live without. It's not just balance is going to keep us up or it's going to keep an object from without falling. It's a lot more than that. Stability has to do with whether what we're working with is going to be able to sustain itself. Now, that could be staying up. That could be just the fact of being able to operate. For example, a company that's not in balance won't last very long, right? That's important. We have to have a balance of flow. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am by now. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It has been an amazing privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be with you this evening on this Friday, wrapping up the topic of how to create balance in our series, episode 7. This is something that I think a lot of people need to learn, and when you learn it, it will change your life for the better. I hope you'll like, love, and support my channel. Definitely comment below. Tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then go to my YouTube channel, John Space C Space MORLEY Space Serial Entrepreneur, and look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. Make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to buy my team and I a savory cup of coffee, a hot chocolate, or perhaps a refreshing beverage. Either way, we'll be grateful for those pennies and dollars. We'll invest them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational, inspirational content to empower and fuel your life to make changes, if you really want that to happen. If you do, we've got the content right here for you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new master topic starting out on our day 1. Take care, everyone. I hope that you guys have a wonderful night.